as they would say in the Philadelphia accent. What's up, everybody? Hope you're doing well out there. Rob Ellis, Tone to Shield Sports Take. Tone, what's going on, man?
Oh man, I'm feeling good, man. Like I always say, I feel good, I smell good. Let's have a good show, man.
All right, so Tuesday is definitely very Philly accent-ish. So I would say like Tuesday, long O is heavily
Tuesday, yeah, you're right.
well, Tuesday, we say Tuesday and day instead of day. Very heavy with the long O, like hoagie. That's definitely one.
I haven't had a hoagie in so long.
Oh man, sorry to do that to you this early.
I haven't had a cheesesteak, a hoagie.
I know. The danger is trying to find one elsewhere because it never works out. You unless you have it on like there are certain places where they will fly in the bread, where they know how to make a cheesesteak, a hoagie, or whatever. Yeah. When you're out of town, like I think there's actually one. Tone, I don't know how far are you from San Antonio?
Like 2.5 hours.
If you're ever there, just to be, whatever.
Yeah, I was there. I was there a couple months ago. I was there like in, I want to say October.
There is a place there. There is a place there. So I would just, if you're ever in town again, look it up. But there's places in like Santa Monica. There's certain places where the people get it. But most of the time, if you see on a menu cheese, you'll see like steak and cheese. Get away! Don't even think about it, man.
No, to avoid it when it says Philly in front of it.
Philly steak and cheese. Yeah.
Any place that has to say it has to tell you it's a Philly cheesesteak.
Yeah.
Nah, don't go for it. Don't go for it at
all.
Don't
do it, man. Don't do it.
Yeah. But you said something earlier. You said something funny earlier, right? The accent, the Philly accent. Tuesday is very Philly. Baltimore has one of the funniest accents because
Baltimore is like almost an extreme of Philly.
It's like a Tuesday, like Tuesday.
Like I'm telling you, they're a little more extreme than we are. As you move your way south down 95, you get a little bit more. It's so funny, man. What's up, everybody?
Pittsburgh, they're the Yinzers.
Yeah, they're the Yinzers. They're they give you a little. It almost has. It's had Midwestern sort of feel. Like that's I always say to people when they're like, "Oh, you're from Pennsylvania, like Pittsburgh." I'm like, "No, I'm from the Philadelphia area."
Nah, negative.
And it's a total like Philly is uber East Coast, and Pittsburgh is very Midwestern, even though it's in the same state. For people who don't know, it's crazy. Flexing and stepping. What's up, Mo? What's up, Kenny? What's up, Twiz? What's up, James? What's up, Mike? What's up, Nina? What is up? I am awake. Are you? What is up, M. Reyes, Tyrone, Duwad, Blatorian, Fitness Rebel checking in. Thank you. Yes, please hit the like button, everyone. Have you seen my ponytail? That's a new one, I think. I don't know. I haven't noticed that one before. Let's see who else we have. Chuck. What's up, Chuck? I think I got everybody. So hope you guys are doing great out there.
Man. I gotta know how does the live chat come up with their names, man?
Their handles. Yeah.
Their handles are hilarious.
Yes. Yeah. You're right. It is
my ponytail. That's hilarious.
Jermaine, what's up? Kyle. Yeah, Nina, if you guys want to hit us up with the origin of the
origin
handle
story.
Yes. Yeah, give it to me, man. Yeah, we would love to hear. Keep it clean, okay, before we go there, but
keep it cute, you guys. Keep it cute.
You get the gist. All right, Flexing and Steppin says it was random. All right, fair enough. All right, what would your handle be, Tone? What would your handle be? We kind of did this with the
my handle would be
with
our fake
Glenwood.
Names. Yes. Ashley Glenwood.
I guess I'd have to go Willie Hillside. Yeah, I'd have to. I think I would. All right, let's see. Chuck says real name. All right, that's fine. James, real name. Man. I got you. Fair enough. I guess we're looking for more of the people that have the crazy.
Like for example, I'm awake. Are you? Like how do you come up with that?
I know.
Listen. This is gonna be a fun show today, you guys. I can feel it because I'm in a goofy mood. So
yes,
we're gonna have some fun.
What's up, David? Yeah. All right. So a couple things to update the folks on Eagle coaching wise, Tone. So
yes.
they bring in my man Clint Hurt. Clint Hurt might be the biggest assistant coach I've ever seen. This dude looks like a city block. Okay. He is friggin' huge. Okay. So he is going to take over the D line, which really let the birds down last year. So that's important. He was the DC with Seattle the last 2 years. Prior to that, he was the D-line coach from 17 to 21. Here are the sack totals the last 3 years under him. They had 34 and 21. They had 47, 45 in 2022 and 47 last year. Solid. Eagles only had 43, just to put in perspective. And I think the Eagles have a lot of talent on their D-line, but it is going to be Clint Hurt's job to kick some dudes in the tail. I mean, let's be real about this. You got to get some guys going here because there's more talent there than what showed.
Yeah, he looks like the kind of guy that's no nonsense. He's a former player, so that so that always bodes well. With current players.
See if you can pull a still of him, Tone. If we can do it, I don't know if we can do it.
Oh,
we can't,
I sure can.
Because my man, this is the kind of guy that if he tells you go run through a brick wall, I am not arguing. I'm asking which wall do you need me to run through, because I don't want to get on this guy's bad side. All right. Trust me when I tell you that. So they dipped into the Seattle pool here for a couple of these hires. And we'll get into Carl Scott in a minute, who was going to coach defensive backs. But, this is part of the shakeup here. All right, check out my man here. I don't even know if the biggest picture on the right does it justice. Like this dude.
This is a grown man.
This is a big dude.
He is compared to Pete Carroll.
Pete Carroll looks like he's, a stick figure compared to him. So anyway, he was with Pete Carroll.
A large brother.
Yeah, he's a big dude. That gives you a little. Look at the arms. Okay, are you kidding me?
That's a man.
Yeah. So he was one of Pete Carroll's guys for a long time. So he ends up coming here because Pete Carroll, got fired or whatever they're calling it. They parted ways. So that whole staff is up for grabs. So Clint Hurt is one of them. And then the other guy is Carl Scott. Carl Scott comes over to coach the defensive backs, which is needed too. I mean, let's face it. And I don't necessarily envy him because he's taking over a position where they definitely need talent. But he's coached in the NFL. He coached at Alabama too with Nick Saban. So I like that also. He comes from that tree. But Josh Jobe was there when he was there. And yeah, there's Carl. So he was at Alabama with Jobe. Not that it really matters, but on the offensive side, he was there with Jalen Hurts. He was there with Devontae Smith and Landon Dickerson. So there's going to be some familiarity, with him. And he's moved around. These guys are both, legitimate resume guys that come over here.
Yeah. And they have a proven track record of developing players. So that's important to me. Especially for Carl Scott's side, to be able to develop and get the most out of a guy like Tyreek Woolen, who was not a high draft pick at all.
Good point.
But he was put in positions to succeed, and Tyreek Woolen, took the ball and ran with it. And then Devin Witherspoon, he was a top 10 pick, I believe, in the draft. People had high expectations for him, but still, Carl Scott managed to guide that young man, to having an all rookie level season. Could be the defensive rookie of the year. You never know. So both Clint Hurt and Carl Scott, with that proven track record of development, that could bode well for the Philadelphia Eagles. Again, I'm gonna keep the same energy, right? When it comes to Kellen Moore, when it comes to Vic Fangio, at face value, they appear like good hires. Clint Hurt, Carl Scott, at face value, they appear like good hires. But we won't know that for sure. We still have to see the product come to fruition once the season starts. But overall, I do like the trajectory of where they're going. And it begs the question, you're going with all this experience in 2020 in the 2024 season. Where was this mantra or mindset coming into the season that just ended? Now, one person may say, well, okay, they got a late start because they were in the Super Bowl. They couldn't really build the roster, build the staff out the way they wanted to. Okay, but I still feel like you could have did a better job at building that staff. But again, they're clearly they're clearly erring on the side of caution by making sure they get enough experience and enough high quality guys in there. And we'll see how it pans out. Again, I'm going to reserve judgment. I'm Switzerland with the Eagles hires right now.
Yeah, I'm with you. Like, I guess I'm looking at it more like learning from your mistakes. You aired too young last year, and you don't want to make that same mistake again. I think they'll never say this publicly, but I think you also want to have guys that if you're Nick, that you can lean on, or guys that can troubleshoot a little bit better if things start going south with their own players. In other words, all right, Clint Hurt has been there, done that. If he sees he's not getting what he should be getting out of his defensive line, whether that's motivating guys or teaching them, coaching them up, whatever term you want to use, he might have better solutions, than somebody else had, previously, or same with Carl Scott, whatever. I also think that they wouldn't be bringing these guys in if Vic Fangio wasn't comfortable with the way that they coach. So this all has to work hand in hand with each other, man, in conjunction. So I think Fangio's got some say into who is going to be on his staff. You muted, Tom.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Clint Hurt, his and Vic Fangio's paths crossed, I believe, in Chicago. So I think that's that connection there. But you're right. Clearly Vic Fangio has some influence, and we'll see. This begs the question: what kind of influence will Kellen Moore have on the offensive side? Because we haven't seen any offensive hires. Granted, Kellen Moore was just announced, but we'll see how that pans out as well. I'm curious to see where he pulls, or how he fills out his staff. I would imagine he's going to fill it in with some Cowboys staff members, maybe some people from the Chargers. Yeah. You never know.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, look, here's the thing. If everything stays in place in terms of AJ and Devontae, and I want to talk to you about that in a minute because I had an interesting discussion last night with somebody. But if those two stay in place and Goddard, if you can finally keep him healthy for an entire season and figure out how to use him, that's a nice start. But they have to get some depth at the receiver spot. They got to get some depth at the tight end spot. So Correct. Whatever receiver coach they bring in, it's not like you got to all of a sudden get a ton out of these guys. They're really good to begin with, but you gotta be able to utilize some other people. As far as some of the other positions, running backs coach, I'm not going to tell you I know exactly what happens day to day with these guys. And to me, a lot of it is how good is the person you're going to bring in? If it's DeAndre Swift coming back, or it's somebody you draft, or whatever. I mean, a coach is at the mercy to some degree to his talent.
Most of the time, a coach's job really is to just put the seasoning on the meal that you've already prepared as a player, right? They just supposed to jazz you up a little bit, make you that, that extra few percentage points better. That's pretty much what the coach's job is. At the end of the day, it's up to the player to put them, prepare themselves, take care of their bodies, do whatever they can to hone their craft. Coaches, they just, they're guiding lights. That's pretty much what they are. In my opinion, at least.
I agree. All right, two things Eagles wise of note, depending on how much you care about this, but Jalen Hurts will replace Brock Purdy in the Pro Bowl, which is this Sunday. Obviously, Purdy can't play; he's playing in the Super Bowl. Darius Slay will replace Charvarius Ward, who is obviously playing as well. So, take it for what it is, man. It is what it is.
Hey, I mean, two-time Pro Bowler out of his 3 years starting. Hey, man, take it. Take the small wins whenever you can get them.
Yeah, agreed. All right, let me ask you this. I was on WIP last night with Ashlyn Sullivan, who does a really good job. You may have seen her on NBC Sports Philadelphia doing Flyers pre and post game show. She also does a lot of Eagle stuff, and we had this discussion. And I wanted to bounce it off you, Tone, and everybody in the chat. Mm-hmm. She's of the mindset she does not think AJ Brown's going to be back. She thinks they're going to trade him. She thinks he wants out to a degree. I don't want to put too many words in her mouth, but her sense was that he wasn't going to be back. I view it a little bit differently. I think he's an emotional guy. I think he's, diva-ish to an extent. I think he can be volatile sometimes. I don't know and part of her logic was he totally cleaned everything out of his locker room stall, which he hadn't done in years past and stuff. But anyway, I think he's back. I think you got to what I would do is circle back with him if I'm like Howie or whatever, or Nick, mid-February, just let everything just settle, see where he's at. I don't think it's that, damaged. I think it's repairable, but what do you think?
It's funny you bring that up. I've been me and Celio have been going back and forth about the future of this team and what sacrifices may need to be made so they can, give themselves a fighting chance to rebuild that defense, with high quality talent. And I'm under the impression that the Philadelphia Eagles are going to find a way to trade AJ Brown next offseason.
Not this year, but next year.
Not this offseason. And it's not because of the relationship being tarnished or whatever. He's a tremendous player. I just think trading AJ Brown could provide you so much. You could, all right, I'll put it this way. Today, you can get two first round picks for AJ Brown today. You really probably could have. But overall, I just think that they're in a situation where they need draft picks. They don't have the money to spend, in free agency, really.
Yeah.
They're going to need to really give themselves a fighting chance to get this roster together. I kind of compare it to what the Chiefs did. The Chiefs traded Tyreek Hill, and they leveraged that. They leveraged those picks that they got in return, and they completely reloaded on defense. And their defense is what it is now.
Right.
Obviously, you have to make the right decisions and draft the right people.
And it helps to have a Hall of Fame quarterback.
Of course, and it helps to have a Hall of Fame quarterback. But then that begs the question: how much faith do we have in Jalen Hurts to be able to transition away from AJ Brown? Right? Because as of right now, going into this season, I'm not ready to separate AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts.
Okay.
But if Jalen Hurts takes his game to a level where I feel comfortable, then the Eagles may have to consider trading AJ Brown, because look, Devontae Smith's payday is coming up, and you're not going to be paying two wide receivers north of $100 million.
Mm-hmm.
You're just not.
Interesting.
I don't think any team is doing it. So the way I see it, Devontae Smith is their pride and joy. They drafted him, so they have legitimate stake in him. AJ Brown, AJ Brown was traded here. There's no real ties to the city outside of his production, and outside of Jalen Hurts. I can definitely see the Eagles trading AJ Brown. Do I want that to happen? Not really, but it's a possibility, and it's plausible because it can really flip the fortune of this franchise and give them enough assets to reload his defense. But again, I'm curious to know what you think about that.
I think it's interesting. So your thought is get out ahead of the curve before he's a free agent when he's got 1 year left. Basically, is that what the gist of the thinking is?
Correct. So he signed the 4-year extension, right?
Yeah.
And this year, the 2023 season, the season that just ended, was the first year of that deal. Because his first year in Philadelphia, he was still
on his Tennessee deal. Yeah.
Right. He was in the 5th year option stage. So now he's entering the 2nd year of that
so he'd have 2 years left on the deal when you move.
So he would have 2 years left, but they have an opportunity to get out of it after next season. Okay. I think fiscally that's the perfect time to trade him. Again, do I want him traded? No, because I would love for a team to find a way to make things work. But again, if you had to ask me what's best for the team, you got to get yourself some draft picks.
All right, I'm keeping him unless he's saying he wants out. I mean, that's different. If this,
I'm not even entertaining that because I don't believe that.
Okay, I don't necessarily either. I think he's the year wore on everybody. Whatever.
Everyone's sensitive right now, so I don't think he wants out, but I definitely think they are thinking about who can they leverage to get more, to get higher quality picks, to free up some cap space, whatever it may be. It's entirely possible.
I wouldn't move him because here's why. And this is no knock on Jalen because nobody is Patrick Mahomes, but I'm not moving him. I don't think you have enough offense if you trade him. I don't. And this is a team that emphasizes the passing game so much, even over at the expense of the run game. I got to have two beasts, and I'll figure everything else out. I get your point. I think everything you say is sensible in terms of they're going to
do you not think Devontae Smith and Dallas Goedert can become those beasts with more opportunities?
I think Devontae's
because let's
Pro Bowl, I think that AJ Brown's better. I do. I think AJ Brown is Batman and Devontae Smith is an incredible Robin, and could be a one if AJ wasn't here. but I don't think he's as explosive as AJ Brown, as dominant as AJ Brown. And I don't trust Dallas Goedert. I don't. I think Dallas Goedert has all the talent in the world, but I don't trust him. He doesn't stay on the field.
Fair enough.
And I don't, this may be like, I'm going to be really, Tone, one of the like underlying storylines here with Moore. If Goddard goes off this year, I'm going to be looking really sideways at Brian Johnson and what the heck happened last year, because when he was on the field, he didn't get nearly enough touches, and Nick too, by the way.
Yeah. I kind of want to stay on this AJ Brown thing because as much as I love AJ Brown and what he's done for the Philadelphia Eagles, because he's put this team in many positions to win games. He was a spectacular player, back-to-back seasons, over 1,400 yards, 7+, 10 touchdowns, however you want to go about it. He's a spectacular talent. This has nothing to do with him as a person. I'm a huge fan of AJ Brown. But I'm looking at it from the Philadelphia Eagles perspective. And you have a young wide receiver in Devontae Smith who just got finished dropping 150 yards on 8 catches in a playoff game when everybody else decided not to show up. Right? Yeah. He instantly turned on the #1 tag in that game.
I agree with you. I love Devontae.
So no. Yeah, I don't want to frame it as if you don't like Devontae. And I do believe AJ Brown has a dynamic skill set that's different from Devontae's. I totally understand what you mean by that. But the reality is, with Jalen Hurts' contract, if you're trying to really fill out this roster, especially on defense, and you're trying to get better, and you're expecting your quarterback to get better, he's going to start to have to elevate more guys around him. Yeah. That's the next stage in Jalen Hurts' development. He has to begin to start elevating guys around him, and he has to be able to start utilizing more guys around him. It's no matter how you slice it, the AJ Brown, the Eagles offense the last season was too AJ Brown centric.
I agree with you.
To the point where
that's on Jalen. You're right. That's on Jalen too.
Right.
He's got to trust others. He really does.
Exactly. Yeah. So I just feel like right now the Eagles, if they want to fast track getting this defense back on track, someone we love is going to get traded. It's either going to be Hassan Reddick. It's either going to be probably going to be AJ Brown. It's all a possibility.
Oh, I think anything's on the table. You do. So I think anything's possible. But I think that it's more possible that I sent you a couple things in the private chat. Sorry, yep. I'm booking guests as we're having this discussion.
No, you got it. I got you.
I'm just trying to keep up with stuff. Anyway, so I think it's more. I think it's more likely. Let me put it to you this way: that Hassan Reddick gets moved. I do, because I don't think he's happy with his contract. I think that there's still such value in edge rushers, even though his numbers are down a little bit last year. You could get, I think, a pretty decent haul back for him. Tone, you know what else to worry about though? Like just with moving anybody, man, I don't know that you have enough right now. And I'm moving on from like really good players. It just scares me, man.
No. It scares me too, right? Like it scared the Chiefs, right? It's terrifying. Yeah. To have a guy like that in the building and trade him, you're taking a major risk. And it always goes back to this root. Do you believe Jalen Hurts really is that dude? Yeah. Period. Yeah,
I know. Because do you think they do? Let me ask you, do you think they do?
Right. And that's the $50 million question. Mm-hmm. Do they think Jalen Hurts is capable of elevating people around him outside of an AJ Brown? Let's just go to the money for one. AJ Brown is, I believe, ranked in the top 5, top 6 as far as highest paid wide receivers. Devontae Smith.
Is. Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah. AJ is, yes. Devontae Smith, he's going to get paid.
Yeah. I think it happens.
Back-to-back seasons over 1,000 yards over the past so far in his young 3-year career, over 3,000 yards receiving. He's been a lightning rod in production. He's averaging over 1,000 yards every year in his career. He just came off 150 yard performance in the playoffs. His leverage is building. We talked about this. That price tag is only going up. Do you really believe the Eagles are going to pay 2 wide receivers north of $20 million a season?
It's a great question. Yeah, look, it's a great question. I hear you. And no, it doesn't.
No team is doing that.
It's very unlikely. It's very unlikely
because you have to spread that money around. They're going to have to start paying offensive linemen. Landon Dickerson's coming up. He's back. Two-time Pro Bowler in 3 seasons.
Yeah,
his price tag is going to be tremendous. The Jordan Mailata re-up is going to come up faster than what you think. Lane Johnson on the back end, if they're it's going to get to a point where he's 1 year dealing it. You know what I mean?
All right, let's play the hypothetical. What would you get if you moved AJ, in your opinion? How high?
On the high end?
I mean, he's still only, what is he, 26? I mean, he's
like 26, 27, something like that. If you moved AJ Brown today, after these back-to-back seasons, you're getting 2 first-round picks.
2? I don't think you get 2 1s.
How much did the Chiefs get for Tyreek Hill?
All right, hold on. He is 26. Okay, he'll play at 27. Still young. I mean, I'm either way, whatever. All right, let me look up with it.
Okay, he was traded to Miami for 5 draft picks.
All right, how many ones?
He was traded. Okay, here it is. A 2022 first, a 2022 second, a 2022 fourth.
All right, so you're not getting 2 ones for AJ.
Right. And a 2023 fourth and 6th. So, okay, 2 1s, that's a bit much. You're right. But
I don't know that you get a 1.
You got what?
I'm telling you, man. I don't know that you get a 1.
Yo, Rob, I almost asked you a disrespectful question. I almost asked you a disrespectful question. You mean okay, Rob? Okay, live chat. This is where I need y'all to pounce. All right,
I'm telling you, man.
You're saying here with a straight face on Sports Take at 11:28 a.m. Eastern time. The Eagles can get a first round pick AJ Brown.
All right, let me put it this way: you get a 1 and a 3. A 1 and a 3.
Back-to-back seasons, all pro, second team. Back-to-back seasons, Pro Bowl.
He's a pain in the tush.
He's nowhere near a pain in the tush than most of these other guys.
It's true.
He's an easier.
Okay. I'll go a 1.
What?
A 1 and 2 3s. 1 and 2 3s.
Yo,
I don't think it's crazy, man. I don't.
You're undervaluing this guy.
All right.
AJ, okay, let's really break this down because I don't know if you're trolling me or not. So
I'm not. I don't do that, dude. You know that. I'm not trolling you.
I know.
Okay, I'll go a 1 and 2 3s.
Listen to this. Okay. In 2022 and 2023, just think about these back-to-back seasons. Okay, in 2022, AJ, and he's been healthy.
Yeah.
In 2022, AJ Brown gave you 88 catches on 145 targets, 1,500 receiving yards, averaged 17 yards a catch, 11 touchdowns. He accounted for 59 first down conversions. In 2023, 17 games played, 106 catches on 158 targets, just over 1,400 receiving yards.
Right.
Averaged almost 14 yards a catch, 7 touchdowns. Amounted for 70 first down conversions. You mean to tell me you can't get a similar Tyreek Hill deal like AJ Brown right now?
I don't think that he's looked at in the same elite category, whether it's right or wrong. I don't think he's looked at the same way as Tyreek Hill. I don't. I think he's at like a notch below in organizational eyes. I love him. I don't want to trade him.
Wow.
I just said I don't want to trade him.
I mean, I don't want to trade him either, but I'm just acknowledging greatness. I'm trying to.
I don't think he's Tyreek Hill though.
I don't think. Okay, everyone has their. Okay, I'll put it this way.
Yeah.
Stylistically, they're completely different.
Yeah.
Right.
One's power. Well, like Tyreek
one's more physical, and one's more speed and all that kind of stuff. Right.
Yeah.
Back-to-back seasons, AJ Brown finished in the top 5 receiving. I think Tyreek Hill was one. I totally understand. I understand what you're saying about Tyreek Hill. That is a different animal right there.
Yeah.
But the way people value wide receivers today,
right?
AJ Brown is easily a top 3 receiver, top 5 receiver in today's NFL, easily. Those kind of guys.
I think he's top 5. I do. I think he's top 5.
Those kind of guys are worth a lot.
Okay. Well, look, it's good debate in the chat too. A lot of, some people think I'm nuts. Some people think I'm on. Some people think you're right on. Some people.
But here's the thing: like, I want people to understand. I'm not saying AJ's Tyreek. They're completely 2 different guys.
Yeah. I got you. I know what you're saying.
As far as getting a legit number 1, teams will pay. Do you see what DJ Moore, right? And now, granted, that situation was a little different because it was the first overall pick. They were trying to package something to move up. That's something different. But
right.
My point is, if a team has an opportunity to get themselves a number 1 receiver, they're going to pay. You're going to get a first-round pick for AJ Brown easily.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Better get it right, though. I mean, if you move on,
it's a gamble. It's a gamble.
Here's the other problem, Tone. Other than Devontae, you got nothing at that position. And when I say nothing, I mean nothing.
I know. I agree.
We're going to look at, back or buy, which is who's going to come back, who's going to go buy.
And again, I want to make it clear. I'm not talking about this offseason.
Yeah.
And again, I want to make it clear that this is not what I want to happen.
Right.
But I believe that they're considering all options. And I believe AJ Brown is one of those options.
There's a lot of smoke around AJ moving on. But you're saying it won't be this offseason.
It won't be. I don't think it'll be this offseason. And I don't think it'll be because of him. I think it's going to be a simple business transaction. Here's
the other tough part. Like, just say AJ, goes off again next season. I don't mean go off like acting. I mean, like, has a great season. That's going to be a tough sell to the fan base to trade him.
Of course it is. It always is. A guy like that, it always is. But again, I just, I look at it like this. Jalen Hurts has to elevate himself beyond AJ Brown.
Yeah.
He has to.
Yep.
This year, he was too dependent on that man. The coaches were too dependent on him. I'll put it that way, because I think Hurts was only throwing the ball where he was told.
It's one of the things that Kellen Moore's got to do, and part of it is you better get him some help too. Like, it can't, you got to get a third receiver who can play, not Quez Watkins or.
That's why they have to draft well. They have to draft well, because look, when I think about these top tiers, when I think about these top teams, right, that are legitimately competing, they don't have the weapons Jalen Hurts has. Like Baltimore, they don't have one receiver better than AJ Brown or Devontae Smith.
No,
they don't have one.
No.
The Bills, Stephon Diggs, and then
Diggs is on the downside.
He's on the downside. So you get what I'm saying? The Browns, right? Amari Cooper, then
I'll take AJ over Amari. Amari Cooper's good, but I'll take AJ Brown.
Right. But overall, my point is, most of the time, most of these teams, when you're trying to fill out the rest of your roster so you can be a more formidable foe, you can't. The Eagles are so heavy on the offensive side as far as money spent, personnel. They got to balance that out. And the person that's going to give you the most value or the most return is probably AJ Brown on that side of the ball.
All right.
And again, I like AJ Brown.
I like him. This up. Yeah.
But it's something that could be in the zeitgeist.
Yeah. I got you. All right. Keep that. Just tuck that one away. We'll see what ends up happening there. All right.
I can't believe you.
So when we come back, we're gonna do a couple things. Where do the Eagles rank right now in the NFC? Where do they rank right now in your estimation? And we're gonna look at the 5 most critical improvements that they need to make. We'll do all that. We're gonna do back and buy when it comes to free agents at 12 o'clock. We got a lot in store for you, so you don't want to go anywhere. That's Tone. Nobody's getting traded right now. I'm Tone. I'm Tone. He's Rob. I don't know what I'm saying at this point. Happy Tuesday. All right, let's talk about Bravo Pizza of Havertown. Yes, Bravo Pizza of Havertown. Thrilled that they are a part of the show. Family owned since 1985. You got Alex and the crew in there each and every day, just putting together the best variety of food you could possibly have. They offer 20 different styles of pizza. They have slices to go. They have the specialized pizza. However you want it made, they'll make it. They don't just do pizza, though. They have fresh pasta, sandwiches, wraps, wings, salads. Bravo Pizza of Havertown is also committed to the community. They have fundraisers for charity, schools, little leagues, where the proceeds go to those organizations. You can follow them at the Bravo Pizza of on Instagram and Facebook for daily specials and promotions. They're located at 1305 Westchester Pike, Manoa Shopping Center in Havertown, 1305 Westchester Pike, Manoa Shopping Center in Havertown. Give them a call, 610 446-3810, 610-446-3810. Here's a little more on Bravo Pizza of Havertown.
I remember getting my heart broken when they lost the Super Bowl in 2004. We're big Eagles fans. We moved to South Philly because of the Eagles. When they won, we went straight to Broad Street, and everybody was going nuts over there, and it was just a memory that you'll never forget.